this little fitness competition thing in T-Neck, right? So I popped in there, check everybody out, and while I'm there, Big Baby shows up. And, you know, Big Baby, big heavyweight fighter, you know, and he seen me come out with Deontay Wilder, so he's like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I'm ready, I want to fight. And I'm like, okay, now, people in Deontay told me that they fought before, and they gave him a mild concussion, so I'm like, yo, you sure you want this fight? And he's like, what? Like, he's like, yeah, like, I sparred with him mad times before, yo, Keith, I'm gonna knock him out. Like, I'm like, okay, so now, when he tell me he gonna knock him out, I'm like, so what's really going on? I'm like, somebody lying to me, man. Deontay ended up telling me that the boy had a mild concussion, like he put some pain in on that boy, right? Then I run into him and he tell me he ready for the fight. He said he did spar with him one time after coming back from running, and he was dehydrated and everything, and he went. Oh, and then he said the pretty Asian girl that Deontay be with. I'm like, his girl? He said, yeah, his girl. He said, I bust her first, like I was fucking her first, and maybe that's why he is acting like he acting. And I'm like, what? This shit just came out of nowhere, blood. Like it was out of nowhere, cuz. For real, this shit just came out of nowhere. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And he go, nah, I was fucking her first. You know, maybe he got it and thought that was something special because, you know, he's a country nigga. Like, we from New York, so shit is different, Phil. And I'm like, yeah, I think I understand what you're saying.
A post from Michael Benson reads, and I quote, Deontay Wilder's fiance, Telly Swift, has reportedly now been granted a temporary restraining order against him as she claims he abused her on multiple occasions over the past 6 years. Swift alleges that Wilder choked her at least 5 times, spit on her several times, and once shoved her face in a pillow for so long that she nearly suffocated, according to TMZ Sports. End quote. And so I went over to TMZ Sports to see what I could dig up. This is what I found. The article reads, and I quote, according to Swift, the abuse didn't stop there. She claimed in a TRO application that Wilder constantly ridiculed her, threatened to destroy her belongings, and expected her to have intercourse with him 3 times a day. Most recently, on April 15th, she claimed he had her thrown out of their Atlanta residence. This despite her being in fragile state due to recent invasive surgery. End quote. I've got some things I want to say over this restraining order situation that Telly Swift, Deontay Wilder's fiance, has placed on the Bronze Bomber. Now, before I do that, though, let me remind everyone, all the listeners, that this is just my opinion, all right? This is not matter of fact or what really happened. This is just my opinion. I want to remind everybody that this is just me thinking out loud, and I might say some things that might offend some people, so I do want to apologize in advance. Now that we got that out of the way, let me start by pointing this out. In the post by Michael Benson, she alleges that Deontay Wilder abused her on multiple occasions in the past 6 years, right? So my whole thing is, why wait till now? Do you think it's a coincidence that she waits until Deontay Wilder starts losing? She waits until he gets on a losing streak to come out with domestic violence accusations. You think it's a coincidence? I think not. What I think it is she sees that winning streak is up and the reputation of being with the winner is diminishing. She's looking for her exit strategy. She sees that Deontay Wilder's time up on that pinnacle is now going down. She does not want to go down with it. She wants to stay on top. And unfortunately for Deontay Wilder, he is no longer on that winner's bracket. And I know that this isn't a matter of fact, like I said in the beginning of the video, but let me just say this. Or better yet, let me ask you this. If Deontay Wilder would have won, okay, versus Zhilei Zhang, would she have said anything? Do you think if Deontay Wilder would have won and beat Joseph Parker, do you think she would have said anything? Well, if you're pondering on that question, let me answer it for you. The answer is no. She wouldn't have said nothing. She would have been as quiet as a church mouse. And this is how I'm going to prove it to you. So she claims that he's been abusive over the past 6 years. But here's the problem I have with that. First, where are all the police reports? Why hasn't she made any police reports, reported this to the authorities over the past 6 years? Why haven't we heard anything about this in the past 6 years? You know, that's my first problem with it. According to Telly Swift, Deontay Wilder has been abusing her, and he choked her out at least 5 times over the past 6 years. All right. Well, let's take a look back at 2018. That's exactly 6 years ago from today's time. Back in 2018, that's when Deontay Wilder was at the zenith of his career. He was coming off a knockout win over King Kong, Luis Ortiz. And after that win, he got a draw versus the Gypsy King in the first fight. Then after that one, he had scored a first round knockout over Dominic Brazil, and then another knockout win over King Kong Ortiz. Those were the good days for the Bronze Bomber. He was undefeated, and he was the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Now, ain't it funny how Telly Swift was not crying, abuse, or accusing Deontay Wilder of choking her or forcing her to have sex with him 3 times a day? We didn't hear none of that when he was on top. But remember, she claimed in the past 6 years, right? This is 6 years ago. Quiet as a church mouse when he was on top. And if you notice, she requested a temporary restraining order, just long enough for her to execute her exit plan. Because I guarantee you, she has been working on it for years now. You know, she's just been doing it in silence and in the background. Women are very sharp, very sneaky like that. And the reason for me showing the clip of 50 Cent telling the story between Big Baby and Deontay Wilder in the beginning about how Big Baby Miller told 50 that he busted her cheeks first, that's just more proof that this chick is a groupie looking for a high-paid, famous athlete. And Deontay Wilder was the lot that fell for her game. Like Big Baby told 50, Deontay Wilder really thought he found something special. Now, am I mad or angry that Telly Swift played my man's Deontay Wilder? No, absolutely not. Get mad at a woman for acting on her hypergamous nature. It's like, you know, leaving a kid in a candy store and then you come back to find that the kid ate all the candy, and then you get mad at him. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So, Telly Swift was simply being a woman, pursuing the best option that she can get, and Deontay Wilder was the perfect sucker to get over on. You know, he's tall, he's good, you know, he's good looking, no ditty. He's got an athletic build, and he's rich. And the part that benefited her the most is that he's stupid. He should have did her like Big Baby did her. Just hit it, quit it, say you never did it. But it is what it is, and it was what it was, y'all. But hey, that's all I got for this one. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. And once again, this has been your boy Oaked Out, boxing in the mouth. This